Hey YouTube, just back with a small update about some things I've been working on. I'm still not quite finished with the video that I'm in the process of making. It's just a bunch of different parts that I have to piece together, but I'm still filming some of the parts and I was missing some of my supplies, so I got a little behind on it, but hopefully, oops, by the end of this week I'll have that posted. But I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about what I'm working on right now exactly. Um, First and foremost, I'm probably going to be slow about putting up my content that I want because I am in the last couple weeks of my lecture portion of nursing school, and then I'm going to be starting my precepting soon. So I really don't have a lot of time between work and school for um, anything that I actually enjoy to do. So we'll see though. I'm trying. And even at work, I've been trying to do small things on my lunch break. I don't know. I really want to do a bunch with my art. It helps keep my head on straight and just feel like I'm not just going to work and school and nothing else in between. So this is kind of my little fun time. But even if I don't post a video, I'll still work on things just for myself. But it's fun if I can get a video out of it. I'm interested to see where I can take this channel. But anyway, without further ado, I'm just kind of in the process of a few different things. Maybe that's my problem too. I need to just focus on one thing at a time and then get one finished before I start moving in a bunch of different directions. But I'm really trying to focus on now. Of course, my colored pencils. I always do that, but I'm trying to also use some other supplies that I'm kind of dubbing forgotten supplies. And not to say that I forgot that I had them, but just that I don't use them enough. And maybe I just don't know how to use them. So I want to try to do that a little bit more. I don't have too much time to devote right now, but over the next few months and definitely into the new year, I want to work with those. So, what are those? So, first up um, are these uh, Faber-Castell watercolor pencils I received for my birthday this year, and I scribbled around with them a few times, but I never really did any finished pieces. They're not in the tin right now. I got them in this little drawer up here on my desk all bundled together. But so I've been wanting to try those out. And since I'll be using watercolor pencils, I've also wanted to bust out this paper from Five Below that I bought back in the summer. So I'm interested to try this. I do have some opinions already, and I'm making a whole video about that, but I tried a couple different things, and I won't give away the whole review, but this was just a $5 paper pack. It was like 50 sheets, and I just thought it would be good to practice on, so I had picked that up, but I hadn't really used it yet, so I'm trying to get into that. I want to use these watercolor pencils and also these watercolor paints I had purchased, and I don't think they're out here at the desk. Give me one second. Anyway, I can't find the package. I don't know where I put them right now, but it was a set of King Art watercolor paints that I had bought at Burlington, again, back in the summertime. I'm still on my no-buy. I haven't purchased any art supplies, just as promised. I'm holding up pretty well, a lot better than I expected so far, honestly. But I think part of the reason is I just don't have time to even think about buying anything right now. So it makes it easy when your schedule is so jam-packed with stuff, you don't have any time to shop. So but I had put a lot of the colors into these palettes. It's an 18 color set, and these are two 8-count pans. They only hold 16 colors total, so I didn't put white or black in there. And I'm on the fence about these, and that'll kind of have some opinions in the watercolor paper review, but I've been using them. I just wanted to bust them out because I hate to have all this stuff and not even open it. So these were still in the package with the plastic on. So I've been working with those, and then kind of in a different direction, there's a few other supplies here that I've been wanting to use, and these are just different pastels that I have. I've had these for a long time. These are Create a Color hard pastels. I got at Hobby Lobby years ago. They no longer have the top. I don't know how much I paid. I just remember they were on clearance. I don't know how to work with dry pastels at all, or really even, well, I don't know. Oil pastels for me are more like a crayon, so that's a little bit easier. It's just a little hard to blend sometimes when you have limited colors, because you can sometimes mix them, but sometimes they kind of just muddy up really fast. But I do like these, but these dry pastels I've never really used beyond just trying to test them out on paper. I mean, these, you can tell I've opened them up and tried them out a few times, but I don't know anything about the techniques. I don't know how to blend them. It's just a mess every time I try to use them. These were also a birthday gift a few years ago, and I really want to use them up and learn to blend them a lot better and just get comfortable with some of the techniques. Part of the problem is what I recently learned is you need the right kind of paper for them in order for them to stick. I do not have the right paper right now, and I won't be buying it because I'm on the no-buy, so we're just going to try to make do with what we got. I was hoping maybe some watercolor paper. Maybe I can find a way to soften it up a little bit. I don't know how to explain it, but the paper that I see recommended is 100% cotton paper, and I'm trying to get the right texture where this is going to be going into the paper instead of just sitting on the surface. We'll try a couple things. I haven't figured it out just yet. And then, of course, these oil pastels. These have just been sitting for so long in my art stash, and I really would like to at least try to get to know them a little better instead of having them looking brand new in the package like that. They look so cute when they're not messed up and busted, but what is the point if they're just going to sit there? So those are a few things I want to really get into using. I also have a set of acrylic paints I haven't opened yet. Well, I opened it just the other day, but I haven't really used them, and they're just the Master's Touch brand from Hobby Lobby, so I'm excited to bust into those. I really don't know why I bought them. I don't use acrylic paints that often, maybe just because I have some craft acrylic paints in a little bucket on my art cart, but they're getting clumpy and turning to that hard plastic rubber. They're just so old, so I usually like to at least have some on hand that are able to be used. So anyway, I kind of wanted to talk about some of the projects right now, and I've shown this before in my other video, and I've shown this before. Of course, I did my little video on that. I might redo this again. I didn't like how it really came out in my little mixed media attempt, so I might redo it and just try to keep it simple, just how this was. It was very simple and light and flowy and fun to do. But these I'm using as the drawings that I'm testing out in my watercolor paper review. So I've redrawn them both 2 times. They're not exactly like it, and then I just put down watercolor bases. So far, I haven't really gone back and added a lot of detail. Again, I'm still trying to just do my homework and stay afloat in school. I don't want to mess up everything now, but I need to just do this sort of thing to keep my sanity. But I did start them, and I want to do one version that's just strictly watercolor and one version that's watercolor with the watercolor pencil over top to kind of fill in the details, like how I did with these watercolor with these colored pencil drawings. I'm trying to talk too fast. Deep breath. So yeah, I want to do that, and I just want to see, number one, how the paper holds up and what kind of effects I can get using the watercolor pencils, because this is the first set of watercolor pencils I've had since probably junior high. I think I had a Crayola watercolor pencil set at one time, but right now this is the only set that I have that are watercolor pencils, so I'm excited. I wish I could do this today, but honestly I have to work in a little bit, so I was just trying to post a video and get something out there with a little update and just show that I am making things. Last week I was getting started with this little lava obsession, and I really, oh my gosh, I'm enjoying it so much. I have a bunch of bigger pieces in mind I want to do, but I'm still trying to get the detail down pat. There is something I did that I didn't show you with the lava, which is kind of my concept for a piece I want to do. Here's that little sketchbook where I do my colored pencil practice stuff. I put these papers in here to stop the smearing of the pencil, which it's not quite working because I have yellowing from this side over here. This isn't quite finished yet, but I'll be doing it at some point. But this is kind of my bigger concept I want to do with these kind of little mini volcano lava waterfalls, if you will. Lava falls, I guess. I don't know. And this was just a fun little drawing that I did that I colored in, and these were with my Color 180 colored pencils, and I'm really having a lot of fun with those so far. They blended pretty well on this paper. I was really surprised. And then I have a couple other things that I'm working on over here. This is just Crayola, but I haven't got that far on it yet. And then here was a drawing that I did of one of my little horse characters. It's not anywhere near finished yet, but on here I'm actually using the Pagos art colored pencils. And I've barely even got base layers on here, so there's not going to be much detail or anything to see just yet. Other than that, that's all that's in this sketchbook so far. It's all just concepts, really, but this came out surprisingly decent, and I'm excited to kind of carry this design over. I kind of have this volcano goddess, and I want to do her in this background of all these lava falls, and I'm super excited to blend these pencils. I got another little sketch down here for a volcano, but I didn't color it in just yet. But my problem was I'm using those Faber-Castell Black Edition pencils on also in some of my tests on that watercolor paper, and I'm using Crayola pencils on this other drawing in the back, and I left my pencil bag at work when I took my lunch break. I got it out to color, and I forgot it, so I haven't had it for the last 2 days that I was off. So that was a little bummer, but I decided to just bust out the other set of colored pencils and work on this drawing instead. So that's just a couple things that I'm working on at the moment. What else? I thought there was something else I was gonna blab about, but maybe not. There's also a couple other things I've been having in the works for a few months now, and it has to do with some of my old artwork, and I'm sort of just redrawing, just for fun, some really old pieces. I don't even want to call them pieces. Some old drawings from when I was in junior high school. I don't know if I shared this in my other video, but just real quick, since I've got a couple minutes, I will bust that out. I'm so unorganized. Okay, so let's see here. This is one of the ones I'm redoing. This is so old, from 2006, and I thought I just like to do this periodically with all my drawings, but let's see. Those are nursing school notes. Everything's all mixed together. I'm a mess. But so I kind of thought it would be fun to redraw this and color it all in with my cheap colored pencils. These are those Black Edition pencils again. I changed quite a bit with this, honestly. Let me back this up a little so you can kind of see. It's not anywhere near finished, but I put a real background in there. She's not floating in the air. I changed the outfit a little bit. This was Scarlet Pimpernel inspired. I remember we were watching this movie in 8th grade, and I wanted to draw that picture, so I did. And let's see, there's a couple other ones in here that are redraws that I have line art for that I just haven't colored. Here's one, this little forest lady. Let's see if it's in this stack. I can't see it too well. My pencil lines are always pretty light because if I color it in, I don't want the pencil to show through. I used to outline everything. I used to be obsessive with using Sharpie and putting these bold outlines, but now I just think it detracts from the picture when I color it in, and it really still makes it look very cartoony. And not that I'm going for 100% realism, but I like to have it look more illustrative, I guess. I don't know how to really describe it, but that was a redraw. And then there's a couple others. I might have already shown these. I really can't remember, and I don't have time to go look at it right now, but there's some original characters that I was redrawing in these different scenes. I don't even know what page it was on. I thought I marked all these, but as you see, kind of just a hodgepodge mess here. So this drawing is a combination of two different drawings that are old. Here's one of them, 2005, and then so I kind of redid it. I don't know what's happening here. Why are they flying? I don't know. And then I put this guy in it. He's in another picture somewhere else here too. Maybe it was back here. Nope. It's kind of hard to keep track. There's so many markers in this page that I keep confusing myself with what's where. I thought he had half a face somewhere. I don't know where it is. Anyway, it's here somewhere. I just have all these drawings of things that I'm redoing. And some of these I drew back in the summer, honestly, but it's been taking so long to get them together that I haven't finished any of them yet. And so there's this redraw, and that was back here. Maybe. I gotta do a better job of labeling these tabs. I used a combination of sticky notes and flags, but there's about 100 of them in here, so I can't tell. All right. Oh, this right here. So I was redrawing that. I feel like I already filmed this because I remember saying that I screwed it up the first time by drawing it on this doggone photo paper. I drew it on the wrong side, and I didn't even know I had photo paper and mixed in with my cardstock, but I did apparently, and then I redrew the whole thing. So then there was this one with the little headstone and her sitting in front of it. I may have shown these already, I can't remember, but anyway, that's a project I've been wanting to work on for a while, and I just haven't had a chance to color any of these in. And these are all really old drawings. This is like my frumpy junior high and early high school sketchbook compilation. It's not even a sketch. It wasn't even in this sketchbook. I just glued all these pictures in here because everything was just on loose paper. So there's that. That's been an ongoing thing. That's kind of paused. I found this recently the other day when I was looking through my colored pencil colorings, and it's Halloween, so I thought I'd share. This is someone else's original character, but I used to do free requests on DeviantArt, and this was one of the ones that I did. This is from 2013, but I liked the effects from the coloring. It's primarily Prismacolor pencils, so that's all I used to use for a while there after high school, because it's all I had. All my cheap pencils were pretty much gone by then. I just had those Spectracolor pencils and then Prismacolors, and you can get some pretty good effects. So I guess that's it for those projects. And aside from that, still sticking to the no-buy, still trying to work on things. I don't know if this counts as breaking anything or not, but I did get, let me take this out of here. I had this drawer. This was holding a bunch of makeup, but I put my markers in it, so they're on the desk now. And then I found this acrylic case at Marshall's, and it has 6 slots, so I put some of these newer pencils in here that I want to get using. My pencil cups, the glass ones that have my main cheap pencils in it, are so full I can't fit anything else in them, so I had to get this separate container for these. But I've got in the back my Polychromos and my Lyra Rembrandt, and then in the front my Pagos pencils, and then in this container here are all my Black Widow pencils. That one barely closes, but we're going to work on that as we shrink them down, so that's fun. And then also one more little update. Excuse my messy desk, but I got this paper holder and I really like it. I was looking for paper trays, but I couldn't find them anywhere. It seemed like everywhere is sold out of everything right now, so I didn't get any trays, but I found that stacking cube, and yeah, it's working out nice. I've got cardstock, and then my brown craft paper, and then just regular old printer paper at the bottom, and then I'm using the top to store current drawing projects. And then on top of that, it's my massive 600-page sketchbook, my little sketchbook, and then obviously some Kleenex. Also, I have this really awesome Frazetta calendar that I keep forgetting to change. I'm about 2 months behind. It's almost November now. But that's it. That's my update. So I hope to have my video up soon of these little watercolor techniques and just experimenting with some of these other supplies. I'm hoping by the end of the week, at least for that watercolor paper review, and because in that I'll talk about the different things that I tried, and they're kind of experimental with the experimental techniques with the watercolor pencils and Maybe I'll use some of the pastels with it too. I haven't decided fully yet, but I just want to bust out some of these things that I've been neglecting. And so that's the plan. But I don't have much else to say right now. It's been a pretty busy week and a half. I've been working a lot. I'm tired. And I got a bunch of exams coming up. So I don't want to fail that because I'm spending too much time on this. But this is also the thing that helps me keep having the motivation to do the other things. So thanks for watching. If you stopped by, you can give it a like or a thumbs down. Really, any engagement is better than no engagement. But thanks for taking the time to view my video. Have a good day, everyone. Go create something. Bye.